Yo, what is going on, guys? Haven't done one of these in a minute, but basically I'm just gonna go talk to you guys, have a little chat, and you can just listen as you skate pretty much, and you really don't have to worry too much about what I got going on the screen. Just, have fun listening to me while you skate, so let's get right into it. Alright, guys. So the first thing I just wanted to briefly talk about here. I don't know, I'm surprised I'm even going to really mention this, but I just thought it was peculiar and funny to mention. I personally don't really care too much about, the way things go, and I don't really do much in the way of trying to rectify this in the future because it is what it is and it happens. So I just leave it out there for the world to, partake and check it out and, see how it is. Anyways, what I am referring to is my first genome project video when I simply talked about the update itself. So that was on day of release, that Monday when it came out, not my most recent playthrough. But yes, that is the one where, people who have been subscribed to my channel, they know the spiel, they know how I do things. So when a game update comes out, I talk about what the update is briefly, and then I go into the patch notes. This has always been the format ever since I've been starting this. Nothing has changed here. But a lot of times when a Monday update does come out, I do get a lot of people who view the videos outside of my subscriber base, so that was no exception. In fact, that was one of my most biggest viewed videos in a while, actually, and it got an astronomical amount of dislikes. Like, I don't know, it seemed like people hated that shit, which is very bizarre because if you watch any of my videos, they are almost no dislikes. Maybe one or two every now and then, sometimes kind of often, sometimes not, but the vast majority of people like it. So this was an extreme anomaly, no pun intended, from the Genome Project, but I just thought it was really funny to point out. And I got two theories mainly of why these things happen, because I've seen it happen in the past on previous videos, and it's always been like game update videos. And here is what I think is the case. One, and I've seen this before, people just don't like the update that I'm talking about in the video. So they'll dislike it, I guess, to show their dissatisfaction with the update. Like I have anything to do with the update. I'm just bringing the news to you guys. So I don't understand the logic behind that. They dislike the video because they don't like what the update's about, not the fact of how I presented the information or the fact that I did present the information. They don't have an issue with that whatsoever. They just don't like what the update is. So I'm like, it doesn't make sense in my mind. I'm like, why am I being punished? I'm just bringing you guys the news. I'm the messenger. I why are you shooting the messenger, to be honest? So that has actually happened in the past for previous update videos that I've talked about that the community generally isn't in favor of. I have to take the hit in terms of the dislikes, but I mean, like I said, it doesn't really bother me. I just keep it moving, and I just, I know that that's how these things operate sometimes, so I just kind of, go with the flow. I remember back to the freezer or something like that was another one that had that happen. And here, well, that's basically the gist of theory one. Theory two, which is probably, it could be a combination of those two, seen as the same thing happened with Back to the Freezer, and that is the fact that when people see the video, they might think that it is a guide or like some kind of playthrough, which obviously it's not, and you guys who are subscribed do know that because you know the way I do the Monday update videos. I don't treat, just because it's a quest or just because it's some kind of thing you can play through, I don't treat it any different than any other Monday video, because that's the standard I set out for myself, and that's what I want to present every single time for consistency's sake. And I guess, new subscribers aren't going to know that, or people who aren't subscribed and coming to watch this aren't going to know that. So they probably dislike it because they expect it to be one thing when it's not. And me personally, when I make those videos, I make it a point, a conscious decision, that I make sure that I don't mention anything like guide or playthrough, or I don't use any of those terminologies in my descriptions, my titles, my tags, anything like that. I leave that completely void from my video because I don't want anybody seeing that thinking it's a guide. And not to mention, on the release of the Genome Project, many people did upload their playthroughs or their guides for it, and anybody who happened to search Genome Project on YouTube could easily see those, and a lot of those were like 20 to 30 minute videos. The fact that you come across mine and it's only like 5 minutes should be a red flag in your head that maybe this is not a playthrough video. But I don't think a lot of people think that much into it, to be quite honest, although I wish they did, but they don't, and it is what it is. But I just want to, address that. It's just, that's the nature of these kinds of videos. I know for a fact it's not going to be the last time I see these kinds of things, especially when quests come out, but I always do post my playthroughs later in the week, and in fact, all the time on those videos, I say that I'm going to be posting my playthroughs later in the week, but I guess... maybe people just don't watch it long enough and they don't get to that point, but I don't know. I just wanted to point out that that is a phenomenon that happens from time to time on my channel, and it's always, a head scratcher. I never know which videos are going to be the ones that those happen to, and interesting to see why and how that formulates. Anyways, I've talked enough about that particular thing. Nothing's going to be happening interesting on the screen from now on, so if you happen to be escaping, you don't really have to worry about what's happening. It's going to be a still image for the rest of the way. This is just for you guys to listen to me babble on as you escape, so I don't know. A lot of people do like this. I haven't done a video like this in a while, and they are generally liked where they can just escape and not have to focus on anything they're watching, and I don't know, it's kind of like a podcast almost, where they just, have a chat with me, in a sense, and hear what I have to say. Anyways, I just want to briefly discuss 2017 real quick. A lot of people, we've all seen it. It's been a very, very rocky week, or month, or I can't even speak. A very rocky year. It started off promising, actually really promising, very strong. We came off, right off the rip was Memorial to Gothic. It's a really good divination update that pretty much was the, the aquarium of, whatever aquarium is to fishing. Memorial Gothics is to divination. And those are generally very well received. A lot of people liked it, so it looked really good. Plus, that month later on, we got next AOD, a big boss encounter that introduced new 99 prayers. Tier 92 dual wield. So it looked like a very promising year. Not to mention we knew that we were going to be getting expansions, 120 Slayer, the whole new model was going to change, and it just looked like it was going to start off to be a phenomenal year. Unfortunately, we all know the story, it's the end of the year, and it did not live up to that hype. It was, by the time Men of Us came out, we already knew that it was pretty much downhill from here. It did not live up to whatever it expected or players expected of it, honestly. So we already knew it was going to head downhill from there, and they never picked it up since, unfortunately. Me personally, in terms of Men of Us, I thought it was an okay update. It's nothing I really had any particular hates towards or any animosity, because it felt alright. Maybe it wasn't as full as people may have wanted, but I didn't really have any personal gripes with it myself. You may, though. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about it. I just, it was okay. It wasn't on the caliber of, something like Elf City that really was a game changer. And I often don't see myself returning to Men of Us very often, but it is designed as a mid-tier city. So any mid-tier players, let me know if you frequent Elf City or not. Or not Elf City, but if you frequent Men of Us very often, let me know. And, if you do, then I would say it's a relatively successful update, especially when you consider the rest of the year. So, we all know that. I really don't need to delve too much more into it. We all know that it started off pretty strong and then went downhill from there. And hopefully, we've seen a lot of stuff I've been covering on my channel that looks like 2018 is going to be strong. We got, already just off the top of my head, we have Solak, which is an awesome boss coming around March. Deep sea fishing really looks like it's going to change the game of fishing in a major way. We got mining and smithing rework, which is probably going to come mid to later year. We got possibly bank rework, which I probably think is going to be towards the end of the year. And, that is a pretty good plethora of stuff. We got, various other things like Soul Gazers, bringing the Hex Hunter bow into the game, in the main game. So I think, Pieces of Hate, the Pirate Quest, there is a lot of stuff to look forward to in 2018. So I'm not too worried about 2018 that much, so long as, they deliver in a timely manner. And, it looks like it's going to be a good year for Jagex. Definitely much better than 2017. And I got hopes. I got hopes for it. That being said, it is that time of year, guys, where we are rounding off 2017, which means that we're probably not going to be getting any more game updates. So that also means, directly that we're not going to get much news on the channel. So news is going to come to pretty much a standstill unless something comes out. I will definitely report on it. I'll keep my ear and my eyes glued to anything Jagex is doing to make sure that I don't miss out on anything. It's no different than I would any other time of the year, but just know that it is that time of year where news is very scarce. So I'm probably not going to be uploading a lot regarding news or anything updated within the game world. I don't even know if there's going to be a game update tomorrow, which is Monday at the time I'm making or uploading this video. I don't know if there will be a game update. If there will, then obviously, yes, I'm going to report on it. And, it's going to be my usual thing. Nothing different there. I do know that they're having a live stream on Tuesday, but I think it's just like a trivia or like a game style stream. So I don't think there's going to be any reveals regarding anything coming up or any type of changes within the Jagex company or anything like that. I think it's just a fun stream. So anybody who happens to want to tune into that, that's going to be on Tuesday. So yeah. Point of that is, like I said, since there's not going to be very much news, there's not going to be much news videos on this channel for the remainder of the year. But don't worry, guys, because I do have things planned where I can still upload every single day. It's just going to be more gameplay related stuff. So hopefully you guys like that. You don't see too much gameplay on my channel per se, maybe like the weekly stats on GATs or the playthroughs for the quests that I've been doing recently or anything like that. That's pretty much what you see normally, which honestly, I may be going on a tangent for a second, but a lot of people who I've heard outside of my subscriber base, they don't really say, they're like, all he does is cover news, he doesn't really play the game. If you're familiar, I do upload weekly gameplay videos. I'm like, I guess people just aren't aware of that. And if you look at a lot of other RuneScape YouTubers who do upload gameplay videos, they upload about once a week. Maybe a little bit more frequent, maybe not, maybe even less. But generally around once a week is when they upload their gameplay videos. I am on par with that while still giving you daily news videos. I'm not saying that to shut any of those guys down. I love what they do and I watch everything that they do. I comment, I engage, love what they're doing. I'm just saying anybody who happens to come across my channel and thinks that I'm primarily a news channel, which I am, but if they think I'm only a news channel, that's just simply not correct. I do tons of gameplay. It's just way more news than gameplay. And they think that's all I ever do. But in fact, my gameplay uploads are pretty much on par with any other RuneScape gameplay channel. Nothing wrong with that. I just wanted to let that out. There's actually nothing wrong with that at all because I do have excellent subscriber growth. I do have people who always love my channels, always love what I do. Not channels, videos. I only have one channel. But there's always love. So I'm not worried about that. I just, if you have anybody who, because I've had friends or whatever, people who tell me they suggested my channel to their friends, and then they've gotten that response where, oh, he doesn't do anything but, talk about the news. Not true at all. Definitely not true. So if anybody tells you that, please inform them that I do have progress videos. I just started doing Iron Man videos, as you've seen recently, about a couple weeks ago, and I have been playing my Iron Man a lot this month, especially with the genome. Getting that summoning gains is phenomenal for Iron Man, so I have been playing that. I do have more plans for Iron Man in the future, so don't worry about that. Stats on GATs, still making progress, plus the end of the year, like I just said earlier, I have a bunch of gameplay videos planned for the rest of the year to keep you guys entertained while there is a lack of news to be talked about. So there is going to be a variety of stuff you're going to be seeing very, very shortly on the channel. So if you have anybody who you have previously suggested and they've felt that way, in the coming days you get to let them know that, I'm probably going to be providing something that they would enjoy. So to help me grow even further, I really want to push for 1,000. We're kind of close. I've got 100 and like 60 or so left to get there, and would really love to finally get to 1,000. So hopefully this, I guess is a call to action. Let you guys know if you got anybody who felt that way in the past. I am definitely going to satiate that want for that kind of content. I'm definitely going to be providing it, and I have been providing gameplay content for a very long time. If you just check my record, I've been doing this for like 2 years almost, and every week I've been providing that level of content that people expect from some of the other YouTubers you may have. One thing I don't do is like guides or like XP per hour, GP per hour at certain bosses. That's just not my type of content, and I leave that up to people who do it, and they do it very well. And I like watching those kinds of content because that helps me decide the way I want to play the game. So I don't step on the toes of those kinds of things or those YouTubers who do those kinds of things. I leave that up to them, and I think they do a phenomenal job. Not going to tread on those waters. It's just not my style. So I'll continue to giving you news on the frequency that I always ever do, and I'll always give you the gameplays on the frequency that I ever do. So I kind of, I tackle those two worlds, news and gameplay. And that's always been my shtick. It's the way I really like running my channel, and I think that's the way you guys love enjoying my channel. So nothing about that's going to change. But yeah, I mean, that pretty much wraps up all the talking points I have for this video. Just to reiterate, the main point I want to get across is not a lot of news for the rest of 2017, but I will be substituting that with gameplay footage. So hopefully you guys enjoy that content, and it still keeps you coming to the channel, at least for the remainder of the year when we come back to 2018, and hopefully have a phenomenal year going forward. Looking forward to that and the rest of what these updates that I've been talking about previously in the stream showcases, to see those come into fruition and see how they play out. Really excited for that. Anyways, that pretty much wraps up this for you guys. I hope you enjoyed everything. You've listened to me and you had a good time. If not, it is what it is. I can't make you like me. If you made it this far, you guys are the real ones, and leave a like if you enjoyed it. That is it for me. As you know, subscribe to my channel if you are not, for RuneScape related news and gameplay footage. So I appreciate you guys watching. I am out. Peace.